Welcome to Maryland EXCELS and the School Age Environment Rating Scale. This presentation is intended to help you through the self-assessment process using the SACERS. Maryland EXCELS encourages participants to increase the level of quality in their programs. Self-assessment is an essential part of any continuous quality improvement process. Please have the School Age Environment Rating Scales available to help you follow along while you view this presentation. Much of the information being presented can be found in the instructions section that starts on page 4 of the SACERS U. By the end of this presentation, you will be able to recognize what the SACERS actually measures and explore best practices for conducting a self-assessment. You will also discover key phrases to keep in mind as you work toward providing higher quality care and education. Why does Maryland EXCELS use the School Age Care Environment Rating Scale? The SACERS provides a consistent, reliable, and comprehensive measure of classroom environment, program practices, and teacher-child interactions. It provides the groundwork for continuous quality improvement through the use of program improvement plans. All the ERS books are useful resources for program improvement, professional development, suggestions for purchasing materials, and room arrangement considerations. For Maryland EXCELS, it's not all about the score. It's about what you do with the information gathered by your self-assessment. These three main concepts, stimulation, protection, and interaction, are found throughout all of the items and subscales in all of the environment rating scales. They are three of the ingredients for providing a higher quality early care and education program. No one ingredient is more or less important than the others, nor can one substitute for another. It takes all three to create quality care. Stimulation, protection, and interaction manifest themselves in tangible forms in the program's environment, curriculum, schedule, supervision, and interactions, and all can be observed. These are key ingredients of process quality included in all of the environment rating scales. Process quality is determined by observation of the various interactions that take place in a classroom, between adults and children, between parents and staff, between the children themselves, and the children with the materials and activities. Space, schedule, and materials supporting those interactions are also part of process quality. Structural quality comprises professional development, business policies and procedures, topics covered by Maryland EXCELS standards, COMAR, and other child care licensing regulations. Self-assessment is an important step to achieving a Maryland EXCELS Quality Rating 3. This is your program's opportunity to reflect on current practices, choose what areas to focus on, and make improvements. The most useful self-assessments take place when the majority of children are in attendance, and the observations should take place when there are no special events like a holiday or party. Turn to page 7 in your SACERS book to view the items and subscales of the SACERS updated. You will see 7 subscales. Each subscale is then divided into items. There is a total of 47 items in the SACERS. There is 1 item per page. Each item is divided into 4 columns of indicators ranked from inadequate to excellent. There are 8 to 15 indicators per item. There are specific terms used throughout the SACERS U: accessible and some versus many and varied. These terms are defined on pages 5 and 6. Special consideration is recommended when scoring those particular indicators. Accessible refers to how easily children can reach and use materials, furniture, and equipment in the environment. Anything children can reach should be safe and appropriate. In this picture, which materials are actually easily accessible to the children? Does the furniture or teacher say off limits? If so, it is not accessible. Cleanup time is also a lot easier if materials are stored so they are easily accessible to the children. Several items in the space and furnishings and activities subscales consider the amount of time materials are accessible. More time reflects higher quality. Do the children have a buffet of materials to choose from? More variety reflects higher quality. You will find explanations about the types of materials that are included for each activity item in the SACERS and in the All About ERS books. By the way, as a Maryland EXCELS participant, you can get discounts from several educational materials companies. They are posted on the Maryland EXCELS website in the Resources section. These themes are the main ingredients in all high-quality childcare environments. To improve your program and overall SACERS scores, focus on these themes which are sprinkled throughout all of the ERS tools. We will explore each one in more detail. Choices help children stay engaged in activities. Giving children many and varied choices does not have to cost a lot of money. Do you give children a choice of where to sit or perhaps a choice of where to play? Do you give children a choice of how to create with art materials or how to move down the hallway? Play is children's work. It is how they learn to make choices, interact with others, use their imaginations, solve problems, and develop skills. Now, free play is not the same as chaos. Free play takes place when children have a choice of what to play with, when and how long to play, where to play, and with whom to play. Of course, this free play takes place within safety guidelines with active staff participation and supervision nearby. Tender loving care is something that every high-quality education professional brings with them to work every day. Playing with the children, such as in interest centers and small groups, makes the most of teachable moments. Talking with the children is different than talking at them. Asking open-ended questions helps deepen and extend formal and informal conversations. Being with the children is especially important when supervising gross motor activities and routine care events. Remember the phrase, "There is no bad weather, only bad clothing." The children and you need fresh air every day. Not sure if it's appropriate to go outside? The authors of the Environment Rating Scales recommend that you refer to the National Weather Service website. You could also download the free weather.gov app to receive weather-related alerts specifically for your area. Maryland EXCELS focuses on improving services that increase positive outcomes for children and families. This continuous quality improvement, also known as CQI, is accomplished through a process of assessment, improvement, and communication. Any program self-assessment or self-study tool will help you recognize your program's existing strengths and identify areas where there is room for improvement. One of the first steps on your continuous quality improvement path is to intentionally tackle areas identified as opportunities for growth. Through self-assessment, you will be able to observe how your classrooms are actually functioning. Self-assessments help you discover those issues that cannot be changed, which practices you want to spread throughout your program, and what procedures need to be adjusted. It is a starting point. There is always room for improvement, even after you become accredited. Scoring a 7 for every item is an unrealistic expectation. Be honest with yourself and your program. You will probably have some items scored a 1 or a 2. Accept what you cannot change and focus on the areas you can improve. In Maryland EXCELS, the assessment process is really not about the scores. What's important is what you choose to do with the information after you have gathered it. The focus is on progress, not perfection. Maryland EXCELS promotes continuous quality improvement as you aim to move up to higher quality ratings. After your self-assessment is completed, your next step is to create your Program Improvement Plan, also known as a PIP. Your PIP will be based upon the subscale average scores from your self-assessment and your program's priorities. Maryland EXCELS Quality Assurance Specialists and the Child Care Resource and Referral Centers can provide support and technical assistance for ongoing improvement based upon your self-assessment. The feedback you provide your staff after the SACERS self-assessment and the program improvement plan you develop together will be very useful toward increasing your Maryland EXCELS quality rating. It will also be helpful when aiming to achieve any accreditation. Many of the items and indicators in the SACERS are also evaluated by many of the accrediting bodies. The SACERS can be purchased through the Environment Rating Scales Institute website, Kaplan, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and other retailers for approximately $25. To help you when scoring and for teacher training purposes, these supplementary materials are very useful. The ERS health and safety information is based on Caring for Our Children, sponsored by the American Academy of Pediatrics. Thank you for watching this video, and as always, we are here to help you with every step of this process.